Alright, I'm back with perhaps my favorite video to do of this series on why the front office structure matters. So yeah, Steelers Suck Part 5, front office structure is important. Now a lot of fans like to, praise Omar Khan for doing nothing. I mean, some will blame Mike Tomlin for certain decisions. But now it's like, but here's the thing. Why do you think our front office is making the same old mistakes from the way we draft, from us signing these old heads in free agency, and making the same old shitty signings in free agency that we always make? Like, why do you think that's been the case over the years? It's because, you see, here's the thing. Like, it's almost like we don't even have a front office. Like, the front office is essentially ran by only two people. And it's Mike Tomlin and Art Rooney II. And you see, it's like, these two, they're always focused on us wanting to be a run-first team, even though in today's league, I mean, you gotta be able to pass the ball. I don't mind being able to run it, but you gotta be able to pass it in today's league, which is very important if you want to compete and win a Super Bowl and all that. But yeah, like, with the fact that Mike Tomlin and Art Rooney II are running this team, it's like, it's like, because Omar Khan, he's not even the GM, okay? It's time for the fan base to stop praising him. Because number one, the moves that you claim that he's making suck. And number two, Omar Khan is not even the GM to begin with. I mean, hell, the assistant GM, who we give very limited power to, Andy Weidel, has more say in what we do and what we draft, sign, trade for, whatever, and hire and all that than Omar Khan. You see, Omar Khan is basically a Joe Biden prop up. Okay? He's just there. He's just there with his bald, shiny head doing nothing. He is a prop up, and all he's doing is just taking up space in the front office. It's literally all he's doing. And you might as well say that for the entire scouting department as well. Because Mike Tomlin does all of the scouting. He does. He really does. Him and Mitch McConnell Rooney II. They control everything. They do. And plus, if Omar Khan was really the con artist and all of that, with this godly GM that 95% of the dumbasses in my fan base like to claim him to be, don't you think that we would have at least 2 or 3 Super Bowl wins by now? Right? I mean, it's like, fuck out of here. But yeah, Mike Tomlin and Art II, they have control over everything. They have control over who we draft, who we sign, who we trade, who we cut, who we hire, and what talent we scout for, right? Like, if you get rid of the entire front office except for Art, Tomlin, and maybe Andy Weidel, who, by the way, Andy Weidel is the only competent guy we have in the front office, right? But if you get rid of everybody else besides those three, it would literally be the exact same thing. Because everybody else does nothing. They do nothing. And you see, that's why it's like, and because Tomlin can't scout, he can't develop players, he can't coach them, and it's like, he can't draft at all. And we need people in the front office who can actually do that. And until we actually do that, that's be one of the major reasons why we will continue to be stuck in mediocrity. Many things with this team needs to change. Don't get that twisted, but having an actual proper structure in the front office with those who scout talent, those who know how to draft, and those who know who know how to prepare the team, those who know how to coach the players' strength and conditioning, right? Like having just two people control all that, one of which being the owner, is laughable, and needless to say, it's not enough. We need to get people in here who know how to do that. And I know why these two do it too. Because the rest of the people are too incompetent to do that. We need people who know how to do these things. And until that happens, this team will continue to look like a mess. They will. And now, like, before Omar Khan became like our general manager, or should I say before he became the Joe Biden prop-up general manager, because in reality, Mike Tomlin's the real general manager. But you see, it's like Omar, because like he worked our cap space, which he's been very good at, right? He's very good at working the money in the cap. In other words, have him work the register rather than propping him up as the GM and hiding the fact that Tomlin and Art are the real general managers, right? Like, these two control freaks need to go. And they need to stop, making all these hires from within. It's not just the coaching staff, but it's also the front office, right? And Omar Khan is an example of that. If anything, like, Andy Weidl is qualified enough to be the GM. He is. Because of the way he helped build the Eagles' O-line and D-line over there. Which will also be a topic in the Steelers Suck series later on in this series of videos. But with that said, it's like, we gotta stop because hiring from within too much kills our structure. And that is why we are in the current mediocre mess that we are in. And it's probably gonna take and it's gonna take a long time to build a proper structure like that with guys who know how to draft, know how to scout talent, know what free agents that we should be picking up, and all that other stuff. That is what this team. That's one of the biggest things that this team needs to focus on and build: front office structure. I feel like I'm the only one in the fan base that brings this up. I'm sure there's probably a few rare Steelers fans out there who live in the world of realism like me that have brought it up, or at the very least are willing to bring it up. But yeah, that's what matters. Like Tomlin and the head coach can't have too much power over who we draft and who we scout and who we sign. It's okay for the head coach to have some influence, which is usually the case, but the front office itself has to have more power over than Mike Tomlin. Like, for example, when the Titans traded A.J. Brown to the Eagles, Mike Vrabel even said that he wasn't happy about it, who at the time was the head coach of the Titans. And that alone proves that Mike Vrabel did not have as much influence over what decisions that the Titans made as Mike Tomlin does with the Steelers. And now, why do you think teams like the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens in our division, and teams like the 49ers, right? Because you see, why do you think those teams are especially at full health? Why do you think those teams are legit contenders? And why do you think that they're highly expected to be Super Bowl contenders every year? It's not just because of their roster, not just because of how good their coaching is. and in their front offices, but like they have a proper structure. Now, yes, their head coaches probably do have some influence on what decisions that those teams make, yeah. But it's not too much to where the head coach is a control freak. And that they have people who know how to scout talent and they know how and have people who know how to make these smart decisions. Hence why you've seen the Ravens at times make these very timely cuts and timely signings of our former players, taking away compensatory or however you say that word, compensatory picks in the draft, right? And that's what this team needs, because those teams that I just named, their front offices are smart. Ours is not only dumb, but it's non-existent. Besides two control freaks, all thanks to all these in-house promotions and all these incompetent hires that we have made, that has killed our structure to where it used to be very good under Bill Cowher and the early Mike Tomlin days. And also until, Tomlin and eventually Art Biden II, yes, Art Biden II, or Art Mitch McConnell Rooney II, whichever you prefer, drove that into the ground. And like I said earlier in the video, the only good piece we have in the front office is Andy Weidl. Everyone else blows. But anyways, that'll do it for this video. I got everything out the way of what I wanted to say. I feel like this is probably one of the more, if not the most important video of this series, cause I said a lot of stuff that needed to be said. But anyways, I'm out.